The Federal Prospects Hockey League is back. I know we're all starved for hockey to watch, and yes, there's the NHL, but what of the minor league scene? With online streaming services covering the AHL, ECHL, SPHL, and most colleges and junior leagues, you have to pay to watch anything that's not the NHL. Well, the FPHL may just be the answer. The Fed streams their games right on YouTube. You can't beat that. It's free hockey for you. Come on, it's free real estate. Now you might be thinking to yourself, Hater's Guide to the FPHL? It's minor league hockey. How much animosity can there really be?
Thompson pummeling a man as Henry Hill just got run. With a left and a left and a left and a left!
And now the rest of the Thunderbirds are in there, and this could get Pavlos kicked out of the game! Charging at him like a bull and driving him into the boards.
Somebody needs to rip his mask off and pop it.
Oh my god. So this is a crash course. There are 4 teams opting into this abbreviated season. The Carolina Thunderbirds, Columbus River Dragons, Elmira Enforcers, and Port Huron Prowlers. The hat tricks are on pause at the moment. We'd need government approval for 500 people in the stands, and we can only hope we reach that point come March. In the meantime, we've loaned players around the league so they can keep active until we're ready to roll. So let me put on my best urinating tree Schlasser voice if we're gonna do this right. We're going to take you around the horn and recommend teams based on the 3 most important pillars of hockey: overall aesthetic, entertainment value, and how many hat tricks have been loaned to the team. Let's begin. The Carolina Thunderbirds won the 2019 Commissioner's Cup, which still technically makes them reigning champs. Did you know that they won the 2019 Commissioner's Cup? They only remind you every other waking moment of their day. They talk about their championship more than we talk about our appearance on John Oliver. Which is to say they run that topic into the ground. The Thunderbirds like to present a polished, all-we-do-is-win aura, and for good reason. They've won 75% of their games as a franchise and boast one of the deepest rosters in the league with stars like Jan Salak, Peter Panachik, and John Butita. Throw in the recent acquisition of Danville's leading scorer Fred Hine and Mentors goaltender Austin Rudebush, and that is a really well-rounded team. They play a European-style possession game based on speed and skill, and few teams in this league have found an answer for it. But underneath this organizational facade is one of the funniest teams in the FPHL, and I'm not just talking about their beefs with other teams on social media. Their championship banner raising ceremony at last year's home opener was marred by the banner falling off its mechanism.
Oh no. Tragedy struck. Tragedy struck. Tragedy struck. Banner down.
They were involved in not 1, but 2 bench-clearing brawls last season, one caused by an opposing player firing a slapper into the bench.
Now he's gonna get jumped! Michael Bunn is delivering the pain!
Perhaps the most intriguing figure of this bunch is none other than their head coach, Andre Nitsch. A former Fed player himself, Nitsch is exactly the kind of bombastic, polarizing leader this kind of season needs. He'll be missing the first 8 games of this season from a suspension carried over from last season when he got his shirt ripped off fighting an opposing player, which led to an out-and-out melee. The best part? The promotion at Carolina's arena was Faith and Family Night. Utter brilliance that you couldn't possibly script. No, correction. The really best part is that it's not even the first time a coach has gone tarps off for the boys in a Fed League Donnybrook. God, I love this league. Nitsch is known for having a short temper. Give him a trash can to kick and he's basically the coach from Letterkenny. And that's not all. His post-game quotes, absolute gold. Nitsch told the Winston-Salem Journal that he'd resign if Carolina's Facebook commenters didn't get off his back after a 3-game sweep in Danbury. When his team dropped a close 3-2 game to rival Columbus, clearly I'm a bad coach trying to destroy this team. Who says that? Never change, Andre, you're the man. They have 2 hat tricks on the team in Zach White and Zachary Quinn. The T-Birds are going to have a tough time playing all their games on the road this season, but if you're a fan of clinical, fast-paced hockey and you want to brag about rings like your Shaquille O'Neal, this team is for you. Think Pittsburgh Penguins. Postseason success, elite talents, punchable faces. What's the word? Ah yes, the team that gave Andre Nitsch the title of world's most shirtless coach. The River Dragons were far and away the most penalized team in the league last season, averaging 26 penalty minutes a game. Yes, they have scorers like Ivan Bondarenko and Jay Krupp, but Columbus fans are more looking forward to heavy hitters like Seth Ensor and Preston Kugler joining the lineup. Brody Duncan, the dude who shot the puck right into the Carolina bench while on Mentor? Yeah, he's a River Dragon now. MJ Graham, who left the penalty box to join the melee? He's back. This team may lack the raw scoring talent Carolina or Elmira has this season, but there's going to be no shortage of fights to go around. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if their entire roster was constructed just to spite Carolina. And that's what makes Columbus so fun. The spite. There are a lot of former Thunderbirds in that organization. The captain, the owner, the gosh dang broadcaster. And they haven't faced each other since the niche brawl. When Carolina and Columbus play, circle the calendar, because something tells me it's going down like hell in a cell. They might as well book JR for color commentary. Rooting for the River Dragons is a lot like rooting for this year's Vancouver Canucks. Good enough to be competitive, but all too familiar with the sin bin and lacking some key pieces to get over the hump. They signed Hat-Tricks forward Nick Mangone to a contract, and they took Elmira to a shootout in their first 2 games, splitting the series. They showed good fight, but I'm not totally sold on them being a legit cup contender just yet. At least their jersey set is the best in the league, so that's something. The Elmira Enforcers are one of the most fascinating brands I've ever seen in minor league hockey. They are fiercely loved by the local community and are a strong hockey team. They're also the most universally reviled team in the league by every other fan base, which is great. Every league needs an Elmira Enforcers. Their player-head coach is the league's all-time leading scorer, Ahmed Mahfouz. He's been in the league since day one, winning 3 titles and amassing 838 points in 400 games. He's an incredibly talented player with game-breaking ability, and you just want to smack him in his smug little face. Actually, I shouldn't joke about that because Mahfouz was allegedly sucker-punched in the locker room hallway before their season opener 2 weeks ago by 2 opposing players, leading to a cancellation of the game and the Watertown Wolves pulling out of their season. Minutes before game time. No one is safe from Elmira's rage. Not officials, not fans. They are a team of Mike Milburys waiting to leap over the boards and beat you with a shoe. And that isn't much of an exaggeration. Which kind of makes them the ultimate minor league hockey circus act. You can't look away. It's brilliant. A lot of that toughness emanates from the top and owner/literal mascot, Robbie Nichols, a former Philadelphia Flyers draft pick who amassed 2,100 penalty minutes in his pro career. Are you serious? And he played a game last year at 55? And he got a roughing penalty, oh my god! See, Mario Lemieux was a player-owner, but was he a player-owner and GM like Robbie Nichols? Take that, Mario! What a legend, oh my god. Fans around the league love to point and laugh when things don't go the Enforcers' way. Like when their comment section blames the officials after every loss, or when their Thanksgiving game last year was delayed because a turkey took a dump at center ice, or when they held a guaranteed win night promotion against the 0-30 Battle Creek Rumblebees and lost. That was their only win. The Bees finished 145-3, the worst team in pro hockey history. It's schadenfreude at its finest. But if you enjoy Elmira's misfortunes, this won't be a good season for you. Elmira boasts the best top line in the league with Mahfouz, 3-time 50-goal scorer Tyler Jurich, and Stepan Timofeyev. And in case that wasn't enough, they rented Danbury's entire top line of Carter Shinkarik, Brett Gravel, and Johnny Ruiz, as well as their top defender in Kyle Gonzalez and starting goaltender Dylan Kelly. They are ludicrously stacked. So lean into that marketing, Elmira. Embrace the bad boys of the FPHL moniker like the Danbury Trashers of old did. They're the Broad Street bullies of the Fed. They hate you as much as you hate them. So if you appreciate villainy and want to stir the pot a bit, this team is for you. Oh no. Okay, here's the thing about the Port Huron Prowlers. Their opening weekend was a disaster, losing 10-0 and 6-1 to Elmira. That's because it was the first time they took the ice together as a team all year. Players had barely a week to get ready. This isn't some pickup roller hockey league at your local park. What did you think was going to happen? Even when they do eventually get to full strength, they're definitely the weakest roster of the bunch. In a normal season, it would be fine to be so top-heavy, but when everyone else is signing SPHL and ECHL guys without a job and you're standing pat, you're going to be left behind. Dalton Jay is a great veteran goal scorer. Matt Graham is a good playmaker. Austin Federley and Brendan Portillo are solid role players. The legendary Nick Neidert is part of their goaltending tandem, playing for his incredible 30th pro team in his 17-year pro career. So that's awesome. And they have 2 rentals from Danbury in the form of the Leonard brothers, Sean and Steven. 2 fiery grinders unafraid of mixing it up. But beyond that, there's just not much meat to this roster. They're built an awful lot like the Buffalo Sabres, far too reliant on the big guns up front and not enough depth to be a true cup contender. No, the Prowlers are more for fans of the absurd, namely in the promotions department. Their player-head coach Joe Pace is a charismatic spokesperson for the team and the league. They signed their broadcaster to serve as backup goaltender last season, and he called the game from the bench. But the star of the show is none other than this guy. The Disco Cowboy, a self-proclaimed dancer/motivational speaker that I guess is some kind of superfan or team spokesman? Whatever he is, he's maybe my favorite person in this entire league. He has a bit, and he sells it. He commits.
I'll tell you what, Danbury fans, Joe Pace is coming for you. Are you ready? Here comes Joe Pace, and Joe Pace got a posse. That's right. All right.
He's like out of breath.
What kind of bus you got? You probably got a minivan for all your teammates, cause you suck, Danbury. We're coming to get you.
I can't tell if this is the worst wrestling promo I've ever heard or the best. This is Chris Janasek, who played 16 games for the D3 University of Scranton in 2000. And I guess after hyping up the Port Huron Prowlers for so long, they actually signed him to a contract, cause there he is, as a starter, with Disco Cowboy on his jersey, in a game the Prowlers won 9-2. He was a +1. He's on Cameo, and guys, I can't recommend him enough. Who wouldn't want this in their life? Honestly, I want his jersey. So while the Prowlers may not be good, you can guarantee that something crazy will happen along the way that will make them worth watching. Unless the Danville Dashers or Danbury Hattricks return from hibernation to reclaim their lone players, the hierarchy of the league seems clear. Elmira and Carolina at the top, Columbus and Port Huron bringing up the rear. It certainly seems like the Enforcers and Thunderbirds are destined to rematch the 2019 finals, only this time, I think it's the Enforcers trophy to lose. As much as it pains me to say as a division rival, they've formed an Eastern Division super team, and if they can keep it together, they're definitely the team to beat. For pure entertainment though, from a minor league hockey shenanigans standpoint, it's hard not to put Carolina and Columbus at the top. Those games are sure to be a bloodbath. Get your popcorn ready.
I got a message for the Danbury Hat Tricks, all right? From the Prowlers, the Port Huron Prowlers. And I'm telling you, you're gonna have some Port Huron problems, all right? Coming up soon. I don't care. We're coming for you. We're coming for you, Danbury nutsacks.